Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host as always. It's Paul Motley here again with another daily podcast. And for those guys on YouTube, you can see us. We're waving our hands. This is another one of Forex Week. It's a special. We're doing these to help you, give you another stream of income rather than just the regular stuff. So you can build up and get a nice bit of passive income, but also learn a skill while you're doing it as well. And today, my special guest is a guy who actually hasn't been trading that long, but has took the bull by the horns and has been able to be so successful. It's actually helped him to live and stay where he wants to live, right? So that's the sort of life-changing thing that we can do here. But today, Adrian Langdale's on. Adrian, how you doing, man?
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me on, mate. I'm good. Yeah, you?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Now, obviously, I just alluded that, and I just want to, because I've been watching your progress, right? I've been just keeping an eye and seeing how you're doing and that. Now, you haven't, am I right in saying you haven't actually been trading that long, or is it something that you've come in and out of?
Yeah, it's the latter. Basically, I looked at trading Forex back in 2008, but at the time, a lot of it, not a lot of people had heard of it online. It was all sort of ClickBank based, so ClickBank courses, Forex robots, robot competitions, this sort of stuff. And to be honest, back then I had a full-time job and I just couldn't fit it in, so it kind of just faded away, really. And then I decided to revisit it when COVID hit last year. So basically, I was doing websites and things for local businesses, and I had 3 or 4 clients set up in February last year, and then all of a sudden, no clients.
Right.
So I better start looking at something. And I've done some affiliate marketing and stuff before, but it's not really my biggest thing. I actually get a kick out of the trading. I'm very passionate about it, and for me, it's about the scalability. You know, if you can be profitable on a small account, why not manage a big account? You know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm getting a little bit of feedback off yours for some reason, but anyway, so I'll just let you talk a little bit about how do you trade? What is your process? What's your system? What are you? How do you tend to do it on a day-to-day basis?
I basically, I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but I'm part of a Forex group of traders that get together on live calls on a daily basis during the week and also at weekends to go over trades or potential setups for next week. I basically follow their basic strategy, and I just add a few extra confirmations in. So they use a tool called the Harmonic scanner, and we get notified through a Discord channel as part of the group. So we'll get a notification saying there's a scan on this particular pair. So then that gives us a chance to go and have a look at it. I tend to do my markup on a tool called TradingView. But I trade off of MetaTrader 4. So I basically go and look at the scan. We're looking at where the D point and the C point are, and we are trying to trade from D to C basically. But there's a few other confirmations. So we've got our own customized indicator, which was built by one of the guys in the Forex group that we trade with. So basically mark it up and use that along with support, resistance. I'll go through a bit because I've just built a checklist for my live calls. So because as you rightly said, my journey's been quite quick with this team, and I'm now hosting live calls. So I've gone from joining back in, I believe it was the beginning of September, and basically by January I was asked, can you come on and do some live calls? And I said, well, I'd rather get January out of the way. And in February, I've been concentrating on the funded challenges. So now that I've comfortably passed those a couple of times, I'm comfortable to share my knowledge. So some of the things I look for are price what trends it in according to the 100 or 200 moving average. As I said, the Ninja up or down, that's our custom indicator. We look for the stochastics as well, whether it's crossed in the extreme and moving back into the normal levels. Parabolic SARs, have they flipped? I've got 13 different confirmations on here, so
it's a whole bunch.
A number of things. I try and get 4 or 5 confirmations, really. That's kind of my style.
Now, when we're actually talking about this, I mean, there's a lot of technical talk in there. Now, if people are brand new and they were trying to think, yeah, I keep seeing all this stuff about Bitcoin, I see all this stuff about trading, and I think, yeah, I'd rather go for something which is more stable, if you like, because that's the way I look at it. I think that currency tends to be more of a stable thing. I get to sleep at night knowing that, you know, currency is still going to be there tomorrow, right? So, whereas some of the crypto coins, they're flash in the pan and they can disappear quickly. The gains can be amazing, the losses can be devastating. And that is kind of like where I prefer to do the Forex trading. But if someone's brand new, like I said, you mentioned things like, you know, trends, stochastics, parabolic SARs and all that good stuff. Yeah. If they're brand new, how instrumental do you think it has been for someone to get into like the Ninja group and the access to the help and the tools that we've got?
For me, it was paramount, mate, because every live call that I went on, I learned something new. And once you do that for 2, 3, 4 months, and okay, you've seen them draw up the charts and whatever a number of times,
yeah,
and you're ahead of the game. And you go, okay, yeah, I know it's going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do that. Oh, I didn't know about that. Another golden nugget. I know I mentioned a lot of things there, but the basic system is only got 6 steps to it. And that's, you get a Discord alert for the harmonic pattern, you mark up the harmonic pattern, we put on a tool called a pitchfork, and we set the Ninja alerts, and then after that it's take the trade on MT4 and manage it. So it's literally 6 steps. I've added all the other stuff because I've always been a bit of a ninja, an indicator nerd, if you like. So I just like a bit more confirmation. But having said that, that 6-step Ninja trading system, it works 100%.
Oh, that's cool, man. Now, I just want to sort of clarify. This group, obviously we have like the ninjas, we have the indicators that one of the ninjas has put together, which is fantastic, and obviously all the live calls in there. Now people are kind of expecting a catch here. I mean, you know, I know, but just explain to everybody that they don't actually have to pay for this, right? So why do you think that someone would get the most out of it, even though it's effectively free information? So how do you think that the ninjas can do this for nothing in the first place? What's the motivation behind it?
This is one of the things that really drew me to the group, and when I got inside it, I really realized that everybody inside the group, all the live traders, everybody who's trying to learn, they're all just about doing one thing, and that's helping everybody else and helping themselves learn to trade Forex. None of them are, you know, none of us are financial advisors or, you know, qualified for Forex trading experts or anything like that. We're just passionate people that believe in trading, and that's really what keeps everybody going. None of the live traders get anything for it, you know, and it's just the passion of helping others. And I think you'll know from the affiliate marketing side of things, if you help enough people, then, you know, you help yourself in the long term as well. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, let's put a full disclosure on that now. Some of the tools that we've mentioned there, like the Harmonic scanner and things like that, there is a fee involved, but there's also an education series behind that as well. So that kind of makes sense. What made more sense to me, because I am a what we call a failed Forex trader. I tried to do it on my own to start with, blue accounts, didn't know what I was doing, and it was only really through being introduced to it last year it started getting me more interested. And then I thought, okay, right, now it makes logical sense, because no longer does everything, it doesn't all look like hieroglyphics to me anymore, but also we have, I don't know, I don't like to use the word proven system, but I would say that you're working with averages and really sort of projections and probabilities that are stacked way in your favor. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things that if you go to the group's website that they mention, and that is the success of a scan there's 89% chance that the trade will go in a particular direction. So
yeah,
you've got high odds of knowing which way the currency pair's supposed to go. Obviously, it's not 100% accurate, nothing ever is. And then also there's another 80% chance that you'll know how far it will go as well, or at least to a minimum point. So that's kind of stacking the odds in our favour. And I think the other thing to mention is it's a community, and when you're trading on your own and you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, it's very difficult to lift yourself out of that. Sort of, you start thinking, oh, my strategy doesn't work, or I'm doing something wrong, I'm just not getting my head around it, I'm going to quit. It's a community of people, and every day, if you're having a bit of a tough time, because my journey's not been 100%, straight line at all. I've had a couple of bad bumps here and there, but that's how you learn. And having the community of people together, not only the live traders, but it actually becomes a friendly, it's a community of friends. I've made loads of friends since I joined, and literally I can reach out to any of the people in the group, whether they are live traders or whether they just sit in the background doing slightly different strategies or whatever. And you can always just ask each other, like, how do you do this? Have you got this for MT4? There's a whole support group behind it. If you know.
yeah.
They didn't just do everything on your own. You know what I mean?
I think that is probably one of the most underthought of or underused things that we're talking about here, is the fact that people do have that community aspect to it. You're not on your own. I mean, I've worked worked my own business for a long time just on my own, literally like that, and even that can get kind of lonely, and it's difficult. But whereas now, if you're thinking about something or you want to try something new, you can just go into the group and you can ask people, and you've got that almost like, oh, well, why don't you try it this way instead, or this has worked for me, whatever. So it's kind of like having a whole bunch of people that are all cheering you on and want you to succeed, right? Rather than the standard where there's a lot of people out there which if you start getting success, they start knocking you down, Oh, you're just on mute there, man. Hang on one second.
Yeah, no, I touched my space bar by accident. The affiliate marketing industry, network marketing, and all that sort of side of stuff is fantastic, but it does create competition between. I've got to have that person in my team, not in your team. Like, how come you've got a bigger team? Right? There's none of that. It's so because nobody's focused really on the tools behind it and the educational package and whatever behind it. Nobody's really mentioning that at all on live calls or in any sessions or in the group or anything, which has been completely different experience for me.
Yeah.
Every other group I've ever been in, it's always alluded to, you've got to join this, you've got to join this, you've got to join this. And all we do is literally discuss the trades, the charts, and the thinking behind it. And I think that's what separates it apart from every other thing, I think, for me anyway.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's worth then noting to a lot of people where there is like the trades, there's the community and everything else that goes with that. But there's also then an opportunity for people to say, okay, right, well, maybe I know someone that will benefit from this as well, because I almost feel guilty not mentioning it to people, right? Because if I'm sitting in and I'm having a great day and I know someone has been chugging at work for 8 hours, then it's difficult for me not to mention it. And of course, where we actually, the company that we actually get all the scanners from and the educational side of stuff from, they do have, like, I would call it, it's like a recommend a friend type of thing. And you can actually use that to help fund your account as well. So, you know, there's those options there if people want it, or if you just want to do trading, you just want to learn how to do it and go through your own journey, then that's fine too. And I think that is the primary focus behind it as well. So that's why I think it's such a cool thing.
I think that's a good point as well, Paul, because it sort of builds itself in respect to the recommend a friend thing, because I've never promoted the company behind it at all, ever. There's not one single post, tweet, Facebook, anything about it. People just literally ask, oh, are you still doing the trading? Yeah, what are you doing? Well, I'll put you in the light group and you can see what we do. And then if they like it enough and they get enough value out of it, they decide whether it's for them or not. And if they do, they come on board. That's how I've sort of, and I'm not a big recruiter at all, but there is that refer a friend where if you refer 2 people, you actually get the whole thing for free. So
yeah, that's it. So I think what we'll do, Adrian, is you mentioned the light group there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to where you guys can get access to, if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on the podcast itself, you're going to be able to get access to this, what we call a light group. Okay. So you're going to be able to get access to a bunch of stuff where you can come and see what we do. There's no obligation or anything like that. All that I would ask you to do is when you go and request access for it, just make sure you mention Adrian as the person who introduced you to the group. That is just for his sake and everyone else's, so that we can kind of then follow up and see how you're getting on. And if you've got questions, then you can get them answered. It's simple. It is easy to do. You just got to get started on it like anything, and you never know what can happen. But for now, Adrian, I totally appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for telling your story, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
yeah, cheers, Paul. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.